Alright, welcome. So today we have Guan Yu here. He has been requested quite a bit. So let's get right into it, starting with his abilities. Now normally I talk about a god's abilities for the purpose of why would you build a certain way, and that's based on their abilities. So for Guan Yu, he's an ability-based warrior, meaning he relies on cooldown reduction and his abilities just to be useful in team fights. So for Guan Yu particularly, his main point is to be another frontline god paired up with your support. Absorb a lot of damage, deal some damage back, but for Guan Yu, you're just there to just spam your one, and just spam heal. And that way, when you go to siege, go to invade, do objectives, you can out-sustain your opponents, and you win the fight off of Guan Yu's heals. And that's pretty much it. As far as make sure to utilize the cooldown reduction mechanics of his 1 and his 2. As far as ability prioritization, you probably just want to max out your 2, your 3, your 2, your 1, and your ultimate at all times. Do something like that. So let's go into actually building for Guan Yu. Now for Guan Yu for Conquest, you more than likely probably solo laning. In that case, in the solo lane, you definitely want to go into the Blue Sun Pennant. This allows you to clear a lot faster. If you are juggling, Bumba's Mask. If you're supporting, Watchers, maybe Market of Vanguard. For now, just go into the Blue Sun Pennant. After this point, you definitely want to go into your boots. Warrior type boots are the best bet to go into. Talaria boots are only really good if you are supporting. This way you can have faster rotations, as well as more passive healing. If you're going against a very CC oriented team, then you can go into the Reinforced Greaves. But for the most part, warrior type boots. After this point, just for the sake of making a point on the solo lane in Conquest, majority of the time you are fighting a physical god. In that case, Breastplate of Valor is a really strong item to rush into, as well as the obvious fact is it's super useful for the cooldown reduction, which he desperately needs. So after this point, let's just cover a very basic traditional build for Guan Yu. After the Breastplate of Valor, you have to see the Jones Wrath. Reason being, it's really cheap for all the good stats that it gives you. It's really strong for ability-based warriors and assassins. Cooldown reduction, mana for the cooldown reduction, depend the power. You get the point. So after this point, you do lack a lot of magical protection. In this case, you definitely want to go into the Borg of Hope. Borg of Hope overall is seen as the best magical protection item. In this case, reason being is it also provides health. Health is really good for Guan Yu, and just for the sake of he doesn't have any other health from his past few items, as well as it provides a super strong shield on the passive once you proc it. Now, for the case you are fighting against any healers or really high health regeneration gods, then in that case you go into Pestilence to kind of shut down that healing. If not, you can go into the Hardware Amulet if you're looking to help out your team, and if your support is behind and your support cannot buy the Hardware Amulet in time, then you can buy it for them, and that way you can have the Submachine Hardware in a team fight. But for the majority of the time, you're going to Borg of Hope. And then to finish it off, you often see the Titan's Bane. Reason being is without Titan's Bane, your damage is kind of silly. You're not really doing a whole lot. And the main reason why is not because of a huge lack of physical power, which he does lack power in this build. It's just he has no penetration. Titan's Bane provides you with all that penetration. And then you can sell your starter item for whatever item you may need. If you need some physical protection with some health and some hunter, anti-assassin, you can go to Midgardian Mail for that item. If not, you can go into a Frostbite Hammer looking to stick to your targets, or you can go into the Winged Blade for a utility item. Is super cheap for a lot of good stats. Now let's kind of run this back and go to a different build that you can go into for Guan Yu if you're looking to be more tanky. So after the Breastplate of Valor, I can recommend going to the Mantle Discord. It is a little pricey, but it provides you with high physical and magic protection, as well as a cooldown reduction that he desperately needs. After this point, it's up to you what you want to build. You do lack some magic protection, so I might still recommend going to the Borg of Hope. After this point, you can go into the normal item. We can go to like the Titan's Bane, and you can also go into like a Frostbound or something else like that. So that way you have a lot of protections and you have a lot of health. And that's pretty much it. There are some other optional items that I can cover here for the sake of you're looking for physical protection and health to kind of, deal with those, like I mentioned before, those hunters and assassins that have a lot of attack speed, Midgardian Mail. And that's pretty much it. You can maybe go into the Void Shield. Void Shield's a pretty good hybrid item, physical power and protection, and the Aura. On top of your shredding protections with your 3, this also reduces everybody's physical protection around you by 20. So it can be pretty useful when you want to help out your ADC, and as well as help out your physical jungler. Then you can go into that. Again, and this item slot here, this Mantle Discord item slot, if you don't want to go into that, you can go into the Genji's Guard. Genji's Guard is a really good optional item for Guan Yu if he needs the cooldown reduction. High magic protection and the cooldown reduction, and the passive works pretty good as, it's not 20% cooldown reduction, obviously it's only 10%, and this kind of makes up with it with the passive. So you can go into something like that. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. That's pretty much it. So on the point of solo laning, you often see the teleport relic picked up. Reason being, if the enemy team, if the enemy solo laner doesn't have a teleport, you can get the lane faster and just have a better clear time than they do. And you can also do, you know, their blue camp, things like that. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully it was helpful. As far as like an arena build, obviously you just don't go into a starter item, you just start with boots and go into the rest of the build. And that's it. So hopefully it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.